It's 7:03, so why don't we call this to order? So I don't think I have the agenda, so it should be a quick meeting. Is there anyone recording the meeting? I know LakeCAM is.
Joan, minute.
All right, so first item on the agenda is approval of the February 7th minutes.
Okay, the Open Space Committee held a meeting on February 7th, 2018 at the Lakeville Police Station Conference Room. The meeting was called to order by Patrick Marshall at 7:03. Members present: Linda Grubb, Patrick Marshall, Jesse Medford, Joan Gladue Morton, and Mike Schroeder. Absent, Brian Reynolds. The meeting was recorded by Joan Gladue Morton. Minutes of the January 3rd, 2018 meeting were read and approved. We had no table at Winterfest this year. Raina Mascot Landing. Mike's letter was submitted. She was concerned with river protection, especially due to the size of the development. Patrick forwarded our concerns to the planning board. An attendance sheet from July 31st, 2017 to 12/31/2017 was sent to the selectmen as criteria for reappointment. Patrick will submit his entry for the town report, which was reviewed and accepted by the committee. Plans for the new police station at Equestrian Way off Pierce Avenue were presented. There was no request for us to make any comments on either one. Mike would like to send a letter to the planning board, letting them know that we are concerned about the surge in building and request that developers be aware of the possibility to preserve open space in future plans. The letter will ask if the planning board is interested in promoting open space subdivision or other bylaws to encourage open space consideration by developers. A reminder to the committee to complete the online ethics test and present a completion certificate to the town clerks. Open Space Committee was provided information on an anti-dumping bylaw just approved by the Attorney General. Question was if the committee would be interested in working with the new Board of Health agent on this. Mike will contact the agent. Deadline to apply for grant funding for recreational trails program is February 15th. Patrick emailed to Sarah, did not hear back. Open Space has no member from the Conservation or Park Commissions. We should attempt to regain members from those two commissions. The next meeting will be March 7th, 2018 at 7 p.m. Meeting adjourned at 7:33.
Motion to approve.
Is there a second?
Second.
Second. Any discussion? Hearing none. All in favor of the approval of the minutes for February 7th, say aye.
Aye.
All opposed? Abstentions? Minutes passed. The next two were just from Mike, so I'm not sure. I put them in because I didn't get a chance for what she wanted. But approval of letter of support for proposed town meeting article. And I don't know, is that something that she has on this sheet here? No. She had told me to add this to the agenda, but I don't know.
I don't think she was actually talking about an article on the existing warrant. I think she was the discussion as to whether or not the planning board would consider a subdivision bylaw.
Oh, okay.
I think that's what you have there.
Okay.
I'm not certain. I haven't talked with her about it.
All right, so I haven't had a chance to chat with her either, so I don't know what that is. And that could be the same thing then, letter to the planning board regarding open space design. Again, that was, Mike had asked that. I don't know if we want to take a look at this, what Mike has provided, or I can read it out. Much of the recent development in Lakeville has not been such that the Open Space Committee felt it would be meaningful for us to comment. However, each bit of development reminds us that the town's open space, home to our wildlife and source of everything that creates our rural character, are gradually being chopped up, bulldozed, and otherwise greatly altered from their natural condition. For lack of open space bylaws designed to conserve natural resources, we have lost some areas rich in wildlife and natural beauty and risk losing more. Horsley Witten Group did some studies for the town a few years back and made some recommendations for changes in bylaws. Unfortunately, these recommendations were not considered. We urge now you to make priority of introducing to the town new bylaws that focus on natural resource protection through such techniques as allowing denser development within areas permanently set aside with conservation restrictions. I don't know if anyone has any thoughts on that. letter to the planning board or? Excuse me.
I think it's fine.
I think it's fine.
Sounds good to me.
All right, so we can have that sent off to them. And I'm gonna assume that the two articles, or the two action items, again, I was just confused, so I put them as an action item in case there was something that needed to be done, but we already kind of discussed that at the last meeting, so. Next item on the agenda is the police station mitigation.
Well, do you want to look at the second thing that she mentioned? I don't know if it was one of the two that we.
The other one's the anti-dumping.
Anti-dumping law.
Yeah, the other one was the
That's already on there. I'm
anti-dumping law,
sorry.
so it's
I'm
on
sorry.
there for
Jumping
later,
out
yeah.
of- That's fine, we'll do police station.
I did print out, it is not, if anyone needs to see what you had sent, Linda, it's not in color, but I did outline it in the
I
colors.
thought I brought the larger map, but I guess I left it home.
This was the email you had sent just to let me know as far as what it was too.
Yeah, I was a
I don't know
little.
too much more about it
A
though.
little surprised that the Open Space Committee was not asked to participate in this, since we have more knowledge of open space in town than a lot of others. This is a piece of landlocked land. The map, the assessor's map claims it's 8.5 acres, but according to Nate, it's more like 20, as the memo says. He also claims there's upland there. I've not been there. Pardon? The Conservation Commission was not approving anything at their meeting.
Okay.
I don't know. I did go. I talked to the Conservation Commission about the town holding conservation restrictions. We would hold, I do not believe that the town can hold a conservation restriction on property that they own. I think you need another party to do that. And I got into a discussion with the Conservation Commission. The Conservation Commission is not now currently monitoring the properties that they hold the CR. They're privately owned properties they hold 2 CRs on. And Mike isn't here, so I can't. We have in the past suggested that monitoring CRs is a very important job that the town has, and a responsibility they take on when they sign up to hold the CR. The Open Space Committee in the past had suggested that maybe we do the monitoring for them. And I proposed that to the Conservation Commission at their meeting. And they're working to see how that would work. Again, I think it's a very important thing that really has to be done. And if hopefully no one objects, I could probably go back and find minutes where we discussed it, but it was a year or so ago.
Yeah, I know it was brought up.
Yeah.
I don't know when exactly.
But it's only 2 properties, one that's on Bond Street that abuts town property and wetland. One is on Route 44 that is privately owned and actually may have changed hands again. So, but even though the property owner changes, the conservation restriction remains in place. And again, it's the town's responsibility. So I don't think that this, as it's spelled out, can happen the way that they're suggesting, but I could be completely, totally wrong.
Did they say they would be bringing it up again at some point?
They basically claimed that they didn't have, they weren't asked to do anything. But as I said, I still think the town hasn't taken the land yet.
Right.
And so until the town takes the land, apparently they don't feel they have to do anything. But I still don't feel if the town takes the land that the town can put a conservation restriction. If they turn it over to the Conservation Commission, put it in the care of the Conservation Commission, it automatically becomes Article 97, which means it's set aside for the enjoyment of the citizens of the town to clean water, clean air, all of that stuff. So it would need a restriction, a conservation restriction. But anyway, that's an issue.
Okay, well, we'll have to follow up on that in some way as it moves forward. Not sure how, where we're not being notified on it, but we'll just keep an eye out on agendas or whatnot. All right. I put a lot of time on this because I wasn't quite sure what it was, but I know what it is now, but review biweekly town reports. I know won't take 15.
This actually came about because of this, because I went to Nate and basically said, why doesn't Open Space know about this?
Right.
And he really didn't have a good explanation, except that, it had been talked about in town, and I guess we weren't in the right meetings or present at the right time to find out about it. And that's when he suggested we might want to participate in this bi-weekly town report.
Right. I know in your conversation with me, you said he would bring it up with the selectmen.
Nate is bringing it up with them,
Yeah,
yes.
so.
Not just for open space, but
But
for
for all the
other
committees.
boards and commissions
Right.
that haven't participated so far. We wouldn't necessarily have to prepare a report ourselves, but I don't see any reason if we've discussed something at our meeting that we might just send them comments. If, for example, if we wanted to make reference to the open space design subdivision bylaw, that we would be interested in working on that, or we're interested in that sort of thing. But it
Right.
would be nice to have something that would tell us what other boards are doing.
Right.
People that are working more than once a month like we do.
Right.
Can I ask when this goes into effect?
When what goes into effect?
This bi-weekly town reports?
Oh, it's going on now. We're just not a party to it.
It's like the department heads basically communicate with each other
Well,
once a
it's
month,
certainly a
so-
good idea, yeah.
Yeah. So, might help to at least know where there are so many volunteer boards, to know what's going on where we're not, as you said, involved with
the copies that
Yeah,
Nate,
yeah.
okay.
So, that's why I knew what they were after I had a chance to look at them. So, again, we'll see with that. Correspondences, I did not have any. I put it on there in case there was anything. I didn't know if anyone else had anything, even though it probably could have gone elsewhere in the agenda, but that being done. The anti-dumping law with the Board of Health, this was brought up at the last meeting where we were asked if we would like to take part in helping to create an anti-dumping law. Mike's has a memo that she's done to the Board of Health here. Our committee was alerted by Tracy to some consideration your board was taking of an anti-dumping and anti-littering bylaw. We attempted to follow up with Kevin Bernardo, your agent, but he was not familiar with the issue. We hope you are indeed working on such a bylaw, as we strongly feel that the littering and dumping diminish the aesthetic value of our open spaces, as well as present health and wildlife threats. We will support you in any such effort, and we'll be happy to work with you in any way we can. Sounds good to me.
Sounds good
I
to
don't
me.
know if she hasn't sent these off.
She
has
didn't say, and I
Okay,
foolishly
that's
didn't
what I'm
ask
not
her.
sure if these
Yeah.
were just copies, so I can try to contact her, and if she has, then great. If she hasn't, we can get these off
If she can.
to the
She called me
appropriate.
about 20 minutes to 7, and I ran off to print them without asking her.
Okay. Yeah, I don't know. I know she said she was gonna, excuse me, do them up. I just don't want to send twice. All right.
Did we forget number 3?
Number 3, the open, yes, we did. We went right by it because I don't want to admit I need to read my readers when I'm reading. The open space liaisons to other committees updates. Linda had suggested, and we had brought up before at last meeting, just to have this in the agenda if, as some of us are liaisons to other committees, and if we're going to seek communication out from other places, we should communicate ourselves too. So with that in mind, I can start off. The master plan committee hasn't met, so that's pretty easy.
That's easy.
I think Mike has been doing the Herring Pond, or doesn't she?
APC.
APC. But she's not here. I don't know if anyone else has anything. You've already,
Joan is doing
I'm on
the,
Cemetery Commission,
Cemetery.
Historical Commission,
and the agricultural.
AgCom,
anything to report from them?
not this month.
Okay.
Nothing that has to do with open space, and really not, there's an equine seminar for diseases on next Monday for people who have horses. And,
Are they still working on a bylaw?
we're still working on it.
But it's not going to be for this?
It's not gonna be for this meeting, no, which way we're trying to, we discuss it at every meeting, we're moving forward. To make one specific for Lakeville.
Okay.
Anything with the historical commission that you can think of?
I didn't go to the last meeting.
Well, I know it was canceled, wasn't it?
No. I don't think so. I didn't go to the
Well,
February meeting,
February was canceled, to my knowledge.
okay,
People couldn't make it.
okay.
All right. So we'll have that on the agenda each month, and may have some things, may not. I have correspondence again. Announcements and correspondence. Since there weren't any 5 minutes ago, there probably aren't any now. Do we have any other agenda items for the next meeting that we'd like to see on there? The next meeting date would be, first Wednesday would be April 4th. Is that still good for everybody? And place will be determined by what's available. All right, if there's nothing else, I'll take a motion to adjourn.
Okay.
Second?
All right. So moved, all in favor?
All right.
7:20.